Hello again, and welcome to Shed Talk. Been thinking the last few episodes have been a little bit on the downside with all of the issues that I've been having with the breeding of the budgerigars. So I thought I would try and stay really positive this week. There are still issues throughout the shed, but we won't focus on those in this episode. We will focus on some of the more positive stuff, and in particularly outside, where we're just about to start pairing up the Fife for this year's breeding season. So we will spend a little while out there talking about where I've got to in terms of the Fife. We will also have a look in here and see how the pairs are doing or not doing, and what my thoughts are in terms of taking this the budgerigar shed forward a little bit in the coming months. As always, thank you very much for watching the channel. I know there are lots and lots of YouTube channels out there now. I think when I started this there weren't as quite the number that there are now, so I know you have lots and lots of options to choose, so thank you very much for choosing to watch Shed Talk. If you do enjoy the episode, hit the like as always. If you're not yet a subscriber, then do subscribe to the channel. Right, what I think we will start with then is we'll start outside in the Finch and Fife light with Fife from breeding to bench. So we are now out here in the Finch and Fife light talking about the Fife from breeding to bench, as I say. The Fife Canaries are still in good voice. Certainly the ones that are left in the flight are still in very good voice, as I'm sure you can hear from, a bit like the budgerigars. The moment I start talking, they start trying to compete with me. Anyway, so out here we have had a little bit of a break in the weather. I don't know whether you can see, but my glasses are tinted just a little bit because the sun has finally come out. I have had a chance to give the floors and most of the walls a scrub. The trouble is, whilst it's fairly mild, it's still actually quite damp, and I'm a bit worried that it's not going to dry quick enough in here, so I'm having to do it a little bit at a time. In the meantime, the cages have been done, so I have cleaned the cages out, and we've now got some of the birds, or the birds that we're going to breed with this year, in their respective cages. I'll show you them here. So we've got 2 pairs. I was hoping to get 3 pairs down, but staying positive, we've actually got 2 pairs down. The reason we haven't got 3 is, unfortunately, I lost a hen that I lost a cockbird, a slightly older cockbird that I had got in. It was that I was going to put to one of my hens. If it had been the other way round, so I've got a young hen that is, that I've still got one of my cockbirds to go to. If it had been the other way around, what I'd have probably done, so if I'd lost the hen rather than the cockbird, I'd have probably tried running the cockbird across 2 of my hens, just to still give me the 3 pairs, I suppose, or 3 breeding hens. As it is, I've got one of my cockbirds to an outcross hen, and then I've got one of the old pair, my original pair that I got in last year, that we bred so well for us last year, also down. So the first pair then in the lower of the 2 cages, this is my cockbird, which is on the left as you're looking at it. It's a variegated yellow cockbird, and we're pairing that to a green self, I think it's called a self, so a green buff hen. Not heard the cockbird here sing so far this year, although I definitely know that it was singing earlier on you know, just before Christmas it was definitely singing in the cage. So I'm hoping that this pair will, or that it is a pair. I'm reliably informed that the outcross is a hen, so touch wood, we'll see how this pair go. You can see that I've got them in the cage. They're separated by the wire divider. This is what I did last year. I know some people use a solid divider. These dividers came with the cage. It worked reasonably well last year. I've not seen any beaking, I've not seen any, you know, mutual feeding or that sort of thing, although they do, both birds do try and get to each other, or, you know, are interested in each other through the wire anyway. And the other pair that you can see is, this is the pair I had last year, which is a slightly variegated yellow cockbird to a clear buff hen. And like I say, these produced reasonably well for me last year, so hopefully they will produce again for me this year. In terms of what's changed, so we're now up to 13.5 hours of additional light in here, so the lights are on for 13.5 hours, which should give us, you know, help finalise that breeding condition. As I mentioned in the last episode, in terms of my feeding for the breeding pairs, they're now on a slight mix at the moment. So of the pairs, so one of the pairs will get a dish of soft food every day, and on the other side, the other bird in the pair will get a finger draw of conditioning seed, and then the following day it will be the other way around. Very easy for me to do. So that's what they're getting. They'll get that for about another week, and then what I'm going to do is begin to build that up so that they get once I see that the hen and the cockbird are interested in each other, and I will then give them soft food and conditioning seed every day. The other thing that I'm going to do now is, in terms of the soft food, so my batch of soft food now will also include some wheat germ oil that is apparently good. I used it last year without too many problems, so it helps the cockbird, again, helps it come into condition. I only do that once hen starts laying. I'll stop putting the wheat germ oil in there, just so that the cock doesn't get, you know, over conditioned, I suppose, too fit. Anyway, so that really is where we are out here. My next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put a one of the gun holders for the nesting material onto the outside of the flight, or sorry, the outside of the cage, and let them pick through it. And then once I'm happy that she's actually started, or the hen is actually interested in the material, I'll then move this to the inside of the cage. So that's my next step, and I will do that at some stage this week. Anyway, from a relatively sunny and relatively mild Finch and Fife flight, that's just about the end of Fife from breeding to bench. Let's go back in and talk about the budgerigars. So that's the Fife looked at. On the subject of losing the cockbird, I would have looked to replace it had it happened a little bit earlier, but my guess is that, you know, most people now who would have had spare birds have probably got rid of them prior to the breeding season. So I'm just going to go with the two pairs, and maybe next year we'll get another some more birds brought into the shed, just to give me a little bit of flexibility. I do have a few Fifes that I need to get rid of now, because I'm not going to use them either this year or any of the following year, so I'll have to think about that. Well, in here, on a positive note in here, the birds that have been destroying their eggs, through a mixture of perseverance with the birds and putting a marble in the nest boxes of those birds that were destroying the eggs, I've managed to, I think, touch wood, prevent that from happening. So I haven't seen any birds lose eggs or any eggs go missing from any of the nest box for about 4 days now. So, like I say, touch wood, we've managed to cure that particular problem. All of the nest boxes have now got eggs in them, which is another positive. The unfortunate thing is that the vast majority of those are clear, or the ones that I've canned are clear. So my plan now is to, if we do have pairs that have got clear eggs, is I will remove those eggs over a period of time, as I normally do, trim the birds again, just to make sure that it's not the heavy feather that's causing the problem, and let them go down for one more round. I did, the pair that are in cage number 6 that have got one egg, one full egg, we're still at the moment waiting for that to hatch. If it hatches within the next day or two, it's due to hatch either today or tomorrow. I will get some pictures of it at the end of this particular episode. My plan for that is, once they brought that chick up, is I'm going to split that pair and get the Lutino back in there with another hen, just so I've got some more split Ino birds for next year. So that's my plan with cage 6. The others, after that second round, the plan, or after that, yeah, so after they've laid their second round, plan I think will be to split all of the pairs and rest the birds. I'm not going to persevere with them whilst they're not really producing, and if I do am splitting them a little bit earlier than normal, the time, once they're all out, my plan then is to think about what I want to do in here, and maybe over the next few months I'll talk about what I'd like to do in here to free up some room outside in the outside shed, but also to make life more comfortable for the budgerigars in this particular shed. So that's where we are with the birds, with the budgerigars. Like I say, I'm trying to remain very, very positive in here. So good news, all the cages have got eggs, and we may well have another chick in a couple of days. Well, that brings us to the end of another episode of Shed Talk. I do hope you enjoyed that, and I do hope I managed to stay reasonably positive. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit the like button. Of course, please do comment on anything you've seen in this video, or if you have any questions or anything you'd like to see in a future video. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do hit the subscribe button. But until the next time, as always, do stay safe and enjoy your birds.